Alright, so today I'm going to show you what we, as far as we know of, is the best way and most practical way to handle color neutrality for the Megaminx. So just to kind of give a, I don't know what to call it, like an introduction, getting started kind of deal. Let's talk about how people solve Mega normally. So normally people will pick one color they start on, typically white, and then they solve this around it. They solve the F2L around it. And then you should be solving your S2L using a fixed color order. So for me personally, I start with blue. So we want to solve these pieces here that connect to the blue face. So for example, here I see these pieces. Let me move this up so it doesn't get trapped in a bad location. I probably should have pre-planned this section now I think about it. But whatever, you can ignore that. So here I start with solving blue. So I solve all these pieces that connect to blue. And then I rotate the puzzle counterclockwise, like a Y prime rotation. And then continue, so. Right. But just to note, the first color I start with is solving the pieces that go around this blue face. So you might be thinking, okay, cool. But what's that got to do with color neutrality? Well, if you want to optimize this the way we do it, you need to think about what color you're starting on, because that affects how you should, or the color that you should pick. And I'll show you like how to do that. I had to double check just to make sure I wasn't about to tell you misinformation or be an idiot. So basically, whatever color you're starting on, if you want to you start on normally for your S2L. If you really want to be optimal, go put that color on the front and then go 2 colors to the right. So if you start on blue, red, and then green. So I start, like, optimally would be starting on green, and I'll explain why in just a second. I know yellow is really common, so if you wanted to be really optimal for this, you would use, like, if you're starting here with yellow for your S2L, optimally you want to use red. So let me show you. But I use blue, so I'm going to show blue, like, as the example. So like I mentioned, 2 colors over to the right is green. So for me, green is the optimal color. So I would, starting on green, cool. Now I have my F2L finished, right? So now what? Well, let's look at the 2 colors here. Once I start on blue, we have green in this, and to the right is this color. So that means okay. Look, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me go back. So now that I have this green F2L done, what do you do now? You rotate so that way you have the cross color you normally put on the bottom, on the front, and then you rotate and can put it on the bottom like this, and solve like the white F2L. So I just know I'm finna get roasted for my terrible efficiency. But anyways, now we started on green, right? So notice how when we solve green, it solves some of the S2L, 2 S2L colors. So then when we rotate and now we solve white S2L like this, because this is the normal cross color I would use. Now I can rotate down, and you'll notice the colors we picked because we are 2 colors over here, these two got solved. So that means we can immediately start looking ahead for the same S2L pieces like we normally would with just this addition. But this pair isn't solved over here. But you can kind of solve that whenever. So that is the theoretically optimal, very practical way you can do color neutrality using Yurahyun S2L as well. As far as I know, the fastest person who does this is Ethan Davis, or Cuberstash, a big boy moderator of the Megaminx server. So yeah, this has just been a kind of overview on how to kind of quote-unquote optimally do dual color neutrality on Megaminx. Hopefully this was interesting, hope it helped, and I'll catch you later. See ya, nerds!